the middle of the road. But I was in a group ride, so like my buddies behind me, just they obviously saw it, so they were able to brake and like avoid it. But since I was in the very front, I couldn't. So they thank God, my friends, Eli and Craig, shout out to them. They immediately stopped, blocked traffic, and Eli, she went up to me to check me out.
I just want to wake up every day, throw a leg over my scoot, and ride.
American Roadrunner. American Roadrunner.
Stories from the road, on-road and off-road. Whether you are a rider, wrencher, racer, or just a weekend warrior, this is the show for you.
You found us, my fellows. And now, your host, Bob Marshall.
American Roadrunner Motorcycle Show. Welcome back, my fellows. This is the first episode of Season 2 of this, the American Roadrunner Motorcycle Show. The new season has started, and I personally have taken a little time off and used it to record, produce, and narrate my book, as well as maybe one other. But American Roadrunner will soon be at you on Audible as an audiobook for your listening enjoyment. Big thanks to all those who made that happen. We got some exciting things happening this year in the world of motorcycle travel and the motoverse in general. That is, travel has been a bit restricted. As we all know, this new coronavirus has been moving through us people like there's no tomorrow. Currently, a lot of things have been limited. Events have been shut down. And it's a total impact that we just don't understand now. So this COVID-19 is going to take a while. A lot of public events have been canceled. I know school's out for like a month and a half around here. And I don't know, the kids may not be going back till the fall. So the biggest thing we get to do is quarantine ourselves, which means stay away from the boomers. This means parents, grandparents, etc. Do your very best to not cover them in cooties. If you are a parent or grandparent, stay away from the little people in your life. So, obviously, as things go on, we're going to get a lot more information on this. But above all, it means traveling via motorcycle is going to be a little rough right about now. Hopefully, that'll all change by this summer. We can get out on the American roads and absolutely rock it and enjoy it. It seems the stores have been a little crazy as well. So, if anybody needs to borrow a good Louis L'Amour novel, you can read it in your quarantine time. And then as you read it, you can use it as TP if needed, if you can't find any elsewhere. Or, you can always use the book, American Roadrunner. Trust me, the author will understand. There's even a few extra pages in the rear of the book just for such cases. And I'll add, I bet you it's been done already. Great compliments. Just a quick shout out to one of our new sponsors, Gasoline and Coffee Motorcycles. If you aren't familiar with them, feel free to check them out on the gram, Gasoline and Coffee Motorcycles, or online, gasolineandcoffee.com. Lucky for us, they are available to ship their wonderful, I'm a big fan of their 91 octane bag o' beans for our enjoyment. But they build scoots and do a bunch of other cool stuff. So check them out, Gasoline and Coffee. I can't think of anything else that says Bob Marshall more than Gasoline and Coffee. Also, quick shout out to our sponsor, Dirty Radio FM. Boy, I gotta tell you, it gets a little rough having to load my playlist on my phone that I love to plug into my ears or through my Sena, before I ride. So I've just learned it's easier. I've got the app, Dirty Radio FM. I click the app, I click play, I pop it in my pocket, it does the rest. It just keeps going and going, just like an old radio station, but without the commercials. They've got 2 radio stations on there as well. They've got like oldies rock or like new metal rock. You take your pick, whatever works for you. All commercial free, all free. Download the app Dirty Radio FM. Today's show, let's get to a good underdog story to start the new year. This is with our friend and fellow Ride 1K and a Dayer, Miss Angel, or as most of you might know her on the gram as Miss Lilac LaFleur. She was in a major wreck in her Dyna after moving over to Milwaukee. That's in Wisconsin, by the way, kind of on the other side of the country. 2,000 miles. I know that because I rode one of her motorcycles that far. That might have been the time I claimed the record as piloteer, 1,000 miles, male passenger, female rider. So she ended up flying through the air and landing, causing major damage to her right leg, knee, and totaling her Dyna. We are lucky enough today to have gotten to sit down with her and have her tell us her story of getting back on the road and not giving up just a few months after this life-changing experience for her. So I give you, my fellows, the woman who refused to say no to the road and found her way back to it and all that she loves, Miss Angel. Angel was kind enough to stop by. She's been hanging out in town, even though, and by town I mean Southern California, Riverside, California. But she really lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin these days. If y'all remember last summer, myself and one Miss Annette rode her motorcycle back to Milwaukee for her, which is where, if I may add, I got the pleasure of earning the record as male piloteer behind female pilot. It's referred to as piloteer and pilot, by the way, because I hold the 1K record on it. So, back to the show at hand.
Riding bitch.
Thanks, Angel. So one day when you hold the record, you can call it anything you want.
Sick.
Right.
Need to find a dude that will ride behind me.
Well, I'm right here.
Oh, hey,
I'm an
up?
expert. But then I'd hold the record again. Anyways, it's good to have you here. The answer is your leg has been down lately.
Lately, God. Life-changing experience for sure. They say it all happens to all of us at least once in our life, and it happened to me.
How's it feeling now?
Oh, pretty good. I believe the worst part is over, and I would say I'm like 85% there. I'm walking, and just have little kinks, and just trying to live life now, normally as possible.
Something about a van hitting you and you flying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin the summer of 2019. And I've been riding, well, all over the country. But, you know, people say, like, the traffic and the drivers here are pretty bad. But I've never really had a mishap here. So, yeah, I just moved to Milwaukee. I've been living there for, like, 4 months when I got hit by a van. I was leading a ride. It was a beautiful day in Milwaukee. Like, it's been, if anybody knows Wisconsin, it's like, apparently it's always fucking cold there. We were blessed to have a day that was like 75 degrees. So me and my buddies went out to go ride. I was leading that ride, and we were on the main road. There was a van that was trying to pull out of a shopping center. It was very strange, but very last minute, they pulled out to get to the other side of the road. And I tried to do everything I could to maneuver out of the way, but ended up hitting it and flew over the car, was airborne, hit the ground. Yeah, and I was conscious the whole time, so it was pretty freaky.
Looked down and something wasn't right.
Right. Like, saw the van, things went black. I looked up and I saw the street, and I'm thinking, man, I don't think the street's supposed to be above me right now. I was in, like, the middle of the road.
Oh, okay.
But I was in a group ride, so like my buddies behind me, just they obviously saw it, so they were able to brake and like avoid it. But since I was in the very front,
yeah,
I couldn't. So they thank God, my friends, Eli and Craig, shout out to them. They immediately stopped, blocked traffic, and Eli, she went up to me to check me out. So yeah.
So there she is, hopping through the beautiful town of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And let me tell you, if you've never gotten a chance to hop around Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I'd highly recommend it. It is everything Laverne and Shirley told you it would be. And she's cruising around with her buddies, enjoying the day, and this van decides it just has to make this left turn right in front of her. I hope you're enjoying this great little interview. We got to do this on a beautiful day in my dining room. Birds are chirping in the background. The house was wide open. I live in one of those old houses that opens up like a front porch. I will tell you, this is where it all gets a little graphic. And this is where it all changed for Angel.
So yeah. Right, yeah. One of my bones wanted to party. So turns out, what was crazy is I didn't really feel anything. I mean, I felt like the wind got knocked out of me. And, I was conscious. I was just looking everywhere. I was wearing a full face helmet.
Sure.
In Wisconsin, there's no helmet law. So, but I personally feel comfortable always wearing a helmet. So, I had a helmet. My visor broke off. So, I was just looking around me, the sky sideways, because I'm laying on my right side. And, I'm just thinking, damn, if it happened to me, I got hit. And the first thing I wanted to do was all right, I gotta look at my bike.
Right.
Let's see the damage on my bike. So I wanted to sit up. And there were already people around me that were just no, sweetie, you need to stay down. And I'm like, I'm good though. I asked them, is anything wrong with me? Looks wrong? Because I feel good. I just want to stand up. And they're just like, your leg's pretty messed up. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna lay here, I guess. And yeah, it turns out that I had an open fracture on my leg. My tibia was fractured horizontally. Sorry, not horizontally, vertically.
Sure.
So from it's called your tibial plateau, all the way almost down to my ankle, but not completely down, up and down a big crack. And then, like I said, so my tibia bone and then my tibial plateau. And so those bones around my knee were just completely shattered. And I guess the force of the van hitting my side, it hit my right side. So it kind of, that force ripped open my leg.
Right.
Not to sound so graphic, but the impact was so much. It ripped open, it tore my skin. And, just some of the fragments, and some people around me said they saw even my bone marrow on the street and everything, because there were retired nurses who came to help me and stuff. And
lucky you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely was so lucky. They try to make me as comfortable as possible, putting their jackets. They took off their own jackets and put padding between my legs, and
Right.
put tourniquet style on my leg, because my leg was, with the open fracture, all this blood coming out. I was wearing black jeans, so it's not like it was bright red or anything, but
Right,
they
right.
saw what looks liquid, blood coming out, obviously. And it's Milwaukee, so thankfully the ambulance came by really fast. I feel like they came within 5 to 8 minutes.
Right.
And they picked me up, and they were the sweetest. They found out that I was a Navy veteran. I guess all of them were they're like, oh, thanks for your service. I served in the Marine Corps. And I even went right there, I just got hit and I'm broken. I made a joke and I'm like, oh, Marine, I used to babysit you guys. And everyone was laughing while carrying me to the ambulance. And
Right.
I'm all bleeding and broken and open and all this crap.
These guys are holding your life in their hands, and you're okay to make fun of them.
Yeah, I'm shit-talking them.
That's good.
But it's a military thing.
Sure.
Veterans would know that.
Oh, it's so wrong, yet so right. Well, it's good to have you here today. For those of you who haven't figured it out yet, I'm very fortunate to have the friendship of Angel. She is the same age as my daughter, So if you hear any dad jokes or any dad concerns, you'll understand why. And I'll start with that. It was a hard, very hard call to get. I had just seen her a month earlier, maybe a few weeks earlier. And, you know, I got a call that she had hit a van, her dyno was trashed, and her leg was even worse. The dyno didn't make it.
Nah, it's total.
Right. Good bike. Not going to lie. I rode it a few times while we were back there with you.
Oh, yeah, I did my own share of riding around the country with that bike, too. So it meant
And
a
that
lot
was
to
the
me.
one, I think that was the one that Beulah rode out to you.
Oh, yeah. That's the
Right.
one that Beulah rode to me. When I moved to Milwaukee, I own 2 Harleys, so, like, I'm just like, how am I going to get my Harleys over there without spending, like, $1,000 each
Sure.
to be shipped?
Sure.
I mean, I'm 25 years old. I don't really have that much money right now. And, like,
College student.
yeah, college student, too, and everything. And, yeah, good friend Beulah.
Beulah May,
Yep,
Girl
rode
on
it.
a Moto podcast.
Oh, yeah,
The
she
love of
rode
my
it
life.
from Lake Elsinore, California, to Milwaukee.
She did what, 3 days, I think. She was really, maybe 4 days. She was moving.
Well, yeah, she could have got there in 3 days, but, like, I was so shocked of how fast she got there. I'm like, no, I don't want to see you until the 4th day. Like, cause she hung out, or she stopped by a friend. I think her name is Savannah. She lives
Right.
in, Wisconsin.
Right.
So I just told her, hang out with her, like, take a rest, and then meet me the next day. Cause I think it was just like a 3-hour ride where Savannah lived to Milwaukee.
Right. It's nice being here in Southern California because Milwaukee ends up only being 2,000 miles. And a lot of it's flat, and a lot of it's Kansas and Iowa and Wisconsin itself. And I've always been a big fan of Wisconsin. When I was 18, 19, 20, I got to work on a farm up in the Northwoods, and not the typical cow farm, but the farm with Wisconsin ginseng and balsam Christmas trees. So I know I've always been a big fan. And I know when I was back there, I spent a lot of time hanging out in Madison. Why didn't anyone ever tell me Milwaukee was such a freaking wonderful town? It was very exciting to visit there with you. And you did well in picking somewhere to further your education and get back to college.
Oh,
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
Very proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Right. So, what are we doing here today? The answer is, I think she's ready. Little hitch in her giddy up, but we're putting her on a bike and we're starting small.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
The 1985 Honda Rebel that's traveled all over the country, mostly on the trailer behind my Goldwing, is going to be under her in a few minutes. We can go for a ride. See how
Hell
it
yeah.
treats you.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I have to admit, I don't think I've ever rode any other bike that isn't a Harley or an Indian. So
Oh, sure.
it'd be the first time riding a Honda, I guess.
I'm so sorry. I've been neglecting that part of your life. Hondas are just so much better. Kawasaki. I mean, Harleys, that's cool. I mean, I remember my first beer. I had a Harley once upon a time, but
Yeah.
now it's all Hondas and Kawasaki's and Yamahas for me. So you're going to have a good time.
Yep.
The Honda Rebel's only 250 pounds of bike, and mine's pretty stripped down. So
Yeah, I think that'd be good for me. Kind of used to 600, 700 pound bikes, so
yeah, agreed. It's going to be really good for you. We will be back in a moment. She's got her helmet. She's got her jacket. She's got jeans. She's got...
these are
Why
actually
don't you wear boots? Why do
these
you
are
wear
actually
Converse?
the same Converse that I got hit by the van.
How'd you clean all the blood out of them?
I have no idea, but I don't. No, there wasn't any blood on them. Surprisingly, oh, because I was laying on my side, so
Oh,
like
okay.
my blood was dripping down. That sounds good, but my
Okay.
blood was dripping. Yeah.
You don't think it's a bad omen? They're hilarious. I'm going to say one more thing, too. I said before, it's been, what, 6 months since you've ridden a motor? How long has it been?
Well, September is when I got hit. 4 months.
4 months?
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. I was telling her, boy, if I had to sit around and heal myself up, I'd probably gain 100 pounds. From what I understand, this young woman has lost weight in her healing process of sitting around. So good for you. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well done. Okay, we're going to go ride motorcycles because that's what it's all about. And this is where we jump on our scoots and see how the little rebel treats Miss Angel, getting her back on the road. This is part 1, Road Angel. Click in next week for part 2. In the meantime, apparently the new thing is all about social distancing, and this, yes, includes getting out and riding your motorcycle and having a good time with it. Don't be afraid to wash your hands. Keep your cooties to yourself. Try not to spit or exchange personal saliva and these types of bodily fluids with strangers. In the meantime, we are in for a bit of a treat. A poem by one Miss Nicole Valencia. Yes, you have heard her name and you have heard her voice. She is the female voice of this show. Lucky for us, she also happens to write poetry. Let's talk for a second about this thing called poetry. Believe it or not, I myself have recently been recording an audiobook, another audiobook on top of my book that is all about biker poetry. Stay clicked in for more information on that. We're going to be having poetry segments about this in the near and far future. In the meantime, this is Nicole Valencia with The Little Moped.
I am hell on wheels. Helmet on, visor down. Everything I need in my pockets. Easy rider, straddling a metal beast that roars to life between my legs. With 50 cc's of two-stroke power. I ride a moped, but it's red and cute, and I can go an entire week on a buck of gas. And I have a matching red helmet that I get to carry in wherever I am going. Looking tough. I am a badass chick. Like I ride something much bigger. Some souped-up Harley Electric Glide with a Screamin' Eagle slip-on, taking a Sunday fun run down Old 66. Getting my kicks on a soft-tail fat boy. It's ass grass or gas, 'cause nobody rides for free on my knucklehead Sturgis wannabe Sportster with big metal rings on my fingers to match my new chrome-spoked wheels and leather accessories. On a steel horse I ride. I am a rebel. I am flipping off authority and laughing in the face of political correctness. And if you can read this, my bitch fell off the back. Probably laughing at my little red moped. Sure, other bikers may pass me on the road, but there's not a chance in hell that I'll ever take a curve too fast and lay my bike down, bravely showing off my road rash for weeks to come. And I'll never burn my leg on my exhaust. And who the hell would ever want to steal my little rice burner? To top it all off, I'm a big hit with the junior high school boys. I am a woman on two wheels with a little engine and very few mechanical needs. And look what I'm doing for the environment. One person on a one-person transportation device, taking up very little asphalt and not languishing in some big-ass luxury SUV built to transport at least 4 fat, rich, upper-middle-class, smelling of Tea Rose Junior League women to their fundraising chairperson committee meeting disguised excuse to bitch about the husbands that haven't given them an orgasm or a kiss in 5 years. I am much better than that. I am tattooed with realness, and down to earth is my middle name. I am hell on wheels and heaven in bed. I am the little moped girl that could, and did.
And did. That was Nicole Valencia. You can find her on the gram at Nicole Valencia. This show today, Miss Angel, find her on the gram, Lilac LaFleur. She's an exciting young woman with an exciting story that's only going to get better when we bring it to you next week. Part 2, Road Angel. In the meantime, keep your social distance. Get out and enjoy those roads that we've got wide open for us right about now. The weather's starting to get just a little warmer. I know a lot of our events have been canceled in the near and maybe the far future. So in the meantime, the answer is it's all about the road. Don't forget to stock us on our .com, AmericanRoadrunnerthebook.com. Check out the website. Don't forget to check out Dirty Radio FM, the app, and nothing that says cooler than gasoline and coffee on the gram and the .com. You can also find us on the gram, American Roadrunner, or on Facebook, American Roadrunner the Book. Till next week, stay clicked in, be good to yourselves, get out there and enjoy the road. This is your host, Bob Marshall.